Hi, it's Willow here. I just wanted to come on and do a quick little video about some things that I just found that I'm kind of excited about. And I'm surprised that I haven't really delved into this before. So yeah, just sharing a hot tip. Again, I'm not giving any medical advice here. I am a fluoroquinolone antibiotic survivor. I was poisoned by the fluoroquinolone antibiotic Cipro in December 2009. I was completely debilitated, disabled by that drug for the better part of a year, and then I sort of slowly, gradually started clawing myself back to health. But for at least 3 years, I was spending a portion of every day in bed. I was very, 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 very ill. Okay. And so I do have permanent debilitation to this day. But as long as I keep my diet, water, lifestyle, stress, exercise, everything very nailed down, I'm generally functional and much, 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 much better, night and day better from how I was in 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012. Okay, so yeah, so for me, fluoroquinolone recovery is probably going to be a lifelong thing. That's not to scare anyone who is just early on in this battle, because most people, or a lot of people, will fully recover from the ill effects of fluoroquinolone antibiotics. Some people will not. Some people will actually lose their lives. What we need to understand is that fluoroquinolone antibiotics are terribly, terribly dangerous, and they should only be prescribed in cases of life and death situations, okay, where all safer alternatives have failed, okay? Fluoroquinolone antibiotics have been on the market for 30 years now. They've been unregulated, unwarned about for almost 30 years now. There are 4 black box warnings on Cipro, the drug that poisoned me. Levaquin, which was Johnson & Johnson. So Cipro and Avelox are produced by Bayer Corporation, Bayer Monsanto now, probably one of the most evil-ass corporations on this planet. Johnson & Johnson's fluoroquinolone was called Levaquin, and it was the worst of the worst as far as I can see. It did tremendous damage to people, and Johnson & Johnson just kind of quietly slipped it off the market when all the black box warnings were added, probably to head off future class action lawsuits. Okay, so basically these drugs have been criminally prescribed for 30 long years now. They are being erroneously prescribed for minor infections, for uncomplicated infections, as first-line antibiotics, and the medical establishment and the pharmacists are still entirely either ignorant or brainwashed about this. Not entirely, it's trickling down a little bit, but basically the point is that these horrifically dangerous drugs are being prescribed every single day for infections where the risk of taking these drugs far outweighs any benefit that there could possibly be. Okay, so that's my preamble. I'm going to try to keep this this video short and to the point. Okay, so one of the things that fluoroquinolone antibiotics do, one of the systems that fluoroquinolones can damage almost every system in the body, but digestive damage is common and chronic in fluoroquinolone survivors. This can cause like severe food sensitivities, food allergies. It can cause, absorption issues, digestion issues, blood sugar regulation issues. Blood sugar regulation problems is one of the black box warnings that's on these drugs. So it kind of puts you in sort of like a pre-diabetic state where your body just isn't processing food properly. It's not regulating your blood sugar properly, etc. Right? Okay, so I have had problems throughout this situation, throughout this recovery process, because many of the supplements that are suggested, I can't take. I have really bad reactions to, because of the digestive damage and the absorption damage that I have really bad reactions to almost anything in pill form. Okay, so like vitamins, supplements, probiotics, none of it can I take on a regular basis because it basically flares up my symptoms. I start just feeling completely, liver overload, kidney overload, and basically I can tell that I'm just frankly peeing it right out. There's no there, you know, there's very little that's being absorbed into my body. So this has been a problem, you know, so basically I've been using mostly food and water quality, like using nutrition, foods that heal, right? That's kind of been my primary source, and I absolutely have to keep my diet locked down. If I deviate from it, from my sort of prescribed diet, I have symptoms, flares. Okay, so basically, yeah, this causes a problem because it's hard to absorb any vitamins, any minerals. Also, if you have absorption issues, obviously you're not absorbing the full amount of vitamins and minerals from the food that you're eating. Okay, so long story long, I just came across these vitamin patches, okay? And the ones that I got are from a company called Living Nutritionals. And this is vitamin D sunshine patches. Of course, in Canada especially, we're almost all vitamin D deficient because, you know, in any cloudy country, like, you know, the UK, or anywhere where, not the UK is a country, but you know what I'm saying. In any area where it's really, you get a lot of like either cold winters or it's really cloudy all the time, you'll probably have vitamin D deficiencies. And so these ones have vitamin D3 and also vitamin K2 combined. And what you do is you just literally like slap them on your, this one I'm having a little bit of trouble keeping it on, so I've got a piece of tape, regular tape, slapped over it. Normally you won't need that. But yeah, you just put it on any clean part of your skin that doesn't have hair on it. And I've seen a lot of people put them behind their ear, right there. You can put them on your waist or pretty much anywhere, right? And you can keep these patches on for up to 48 hours. And it just allows the vitamins to absorb through your skin as opposed to, you know, through your digestive system. So again, I'm not giving any type of health advice here, medical advice. I'm a self-healer, so I've healed myself over the past 12 years. And I just share things that have helped me and things that have not helped or have caused things to get worse. So yeah, so I have they have this company, Living Nutritionals, puts out the vitamin D3, then there's vitamin B12, and also vitamin C, immunity patches. So of course, like vitamin C, vitamin D are critical for warding off cold and flu. B12, B vitamins are just good pretty much in general. They're especially good for like vegetarians and vegans, I think, because B12 is usually a vitamin that you get through meat or animal products. I eat meat, so that's may or may not be an issue. But like I say, because I have digestive damage from the Cipro, this is a really exciting thing because I really haven't been able to take extra vitamins without causing problems or without causing symptoms. Okay, the other thing that I found that is interesting and that might be helpful to people with fluoroquinolone symptoms, or you know, anyone who has digestive or absorption issues, is CBD patches. Okay, and so those are same thing. You just put them on your skin, and it releases the CBD into your system through your skin, as opposed to ingesting the oil. And so the company that I found with these is called Island Therapeutics. And I'm not sure if this is, I can't remember if this is a Canadian company or not. Living Nutritionals is a US company, but you can get them in Canada. And then anyway, so I just got some of these CBD patches. So I use actually medicinal cannabis, straight up cannabis. But CBD is something that I've always been interested in. So anyway, the fact that they have these transdermal patches is exciting, you know, because again, for people who have problems taking any type of anything orally, right? This is potentially a way to bypass that. And the skin, of course, is, you know, you can readily absorb things, good and bad, through the skin. And so this is kind of like giving you medicine through your skin. Anyway, so that is the exciting news that I have. Transdermal vitamin patches available through Living Nutritionals, and transdermal CBD. I'm always nervous, even with things like this, of having a reaction. So I've had this vitamin patch on, the vitamin D patch, for about 12 hours now. I have, like I said, I have crazy allergies to just about everything under the sun. So I was worried that I might be allergic to the adhesive on this, but so far I don't have any rash or anything showing there, so yay. So basically that doesn't mean that other people wouldn't have a bad reaction, but if, you know, someone like me is not having a reaction, it's a good sign that, you know, it'll work for most people. So yeah, anyway, I just want to give a shout out to anybody who's struggling with the damage done by these terrible, terrible, terrible drugs. It is horrific. It is, you know, people have no idea. People have no idea the damage that these drugs can do, and we absolutely need to keep fighting to increase awareness and to, in particular, get this through to the doctors and the nurses and the pharmacists who are prescribing and dispensing these drugs. They need to understand the severity of the problem with these drugs, and there are very many who do not. Okay, so just keep working. Like I said, I'm 12 years into recovery. I've recovered night and day in comparison to how I was, but I definitely still have debilitating symptoms, and I have to keep my diet, my water quality, everything locked down in order to be as functional as possible. So I wish you the best on your continued recovery journey, and just know that I'm out here working hard too. And yeah, latest tip, transdermal patches, babies.